Is she better now? She's green? Better? Maybe? I. So, my solution to the initial problem was to change bands. And then I changed it to the better band. Okay. Let me go through it again. The problem before was that the 5G network was shitting itself. So I was like, well, the only solution I can think of is to change it to the 2.4 band. I changed it to the 2.4 band. It's shitty, but it works. And it's more consistently working in comparison to the 5G one initially. Then this happened, so I changed it back to the 5G band. Um, what the fuck? And that's the thing, is the 5G band is the better one. Can I do like a internet test? Hold on. Internet test speed. Run speed test. Straight from Google? Say no more. My internet connection is slow. I think we pay for like 100, if I recall correctly, or 50 or something. I mean, now I know the numbers, you know. So now I know we pay for 20. That's it? I thought Dad told me we fucking upped the ante or whatever. Maybe he said we paid for 20. I don't know. But he said we um are paying for the max, if I recall correctly. Um cuz I bitched about it. And he was like, "Okay, we'll move it up to max cuz it's not that." Maybe I'm lying to myself. That doesn't sound like something he would do. Well, since it's okay, we'll tentatively go in to Cinderella phenomenon. If it starts not working, I will know because I pay so much attention. Either way, I don't have a whole lot of confidence that this will stick. This solution, um, like I know um, um, it's no good. Um, Discord isn't opening, so I need my Fritz walkthrough. Found it. No one panic. Okay, she's open. Hypothetically, Cinderella phenomenon is opening as well. Anyway, sorry about that. Hopefully it stays. I don't have a lot of confidence. But we'll pretend it that everything is fine so we don't have to think about it too hard. Okay. She's opening. She's opening. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Just kidding. We're not fucking listening to that shit. Last stream we'll listen to it. We're unlocking the boys. Okay, continue. Fritz. Yes, we're so back. Okay, I stand at my window waiting for something, anything to happen, but it is all still beyond the glass window pane. I have no idea what I ought to do. She's never talked like that before. Get a grip. What is going to happen now? Should I tell someone? I return to the palace because my room still feels like the safest place, but why? Am I here because I feel I need to tell the king what happened? Because I hope that Fritz will return? I do not even know if the king is still here. I haven't seen him at all. My hand instinctively reaches out for my necklace and I realize that there is an additional piece. Okay. That's what I fucking got. I had to do Mrs. Bloody Awful, isn't it? So true, cat. I look down and a small gasp escapes my lips when I notice a new piece of the glass slipper. A new piece of the slipper. But how? What was my good deed? I remember the night I helped Rod and Emmeline escape from Varg. That was a good deed? Milady? Fritz? I have, been looking for Prince Rod and Princess Emmeline. Have you seen them? My eyes are beginning to sting. I am startled when I realize that there are tears burning my eyes. Whoa! Oh, should the princess counter? We're starting already. What's wrong? Oops. Varg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day. Can I even trust Fritz now? Fritz looks at me with worry clear on his face. He draws closer to me, his hand reaching out for me. Varg jump scare? I blow back immediately, my breath caught in my throat. The lady? For a moment, I just saw Varg. What is going on? Will he believe me if I am straightforward? Something's been wrong ever since we returned to the palace. Milady, please, Fritz clenches his hands into fists. His face twists with obvious pain. Please, let me help you. Okay, hold on. Let me see. What chapter are we on? Chapter 4, 5, 6. What? Damn, we are on chapter 6. Okay. Doubt him. I doubt you can. My chest begins to ache and my heart feels heavy. You'd never believe me. There's a certainty in Fritz's eyes. 3 more and we're only 2 minutes in. Oh man. You are gonna be so filled with water. There's a certainty in Fritz's eyes that was not there before. He looks at me with fierce determination. Try me. I sigh and rub my hands over my eyes. You are cursed. His silence is all the response I need. I knew this would happen. I knew he still wouldn't believe me. Milady, we've talked about this before, but what exactly are you seeing that makes you so firmly believe that? I eye him warily. Will he really listen to me? You are cursed with an alternate personality, a cruel one. I've known him for months now. Varg, well, you, Fritz, were going to kill Rod and Emmeline last night. Okay, but we talked about this situation as if it was a few fucking days ago. So I'm so confused. Anyway, he reaches out to rest his hand atop mine on the windowsill. His determination has dwindled into uncertainty. You don't believe me. I believe you, milady. I can see in your eyes, Fritz, you doubt me. I do not doubt you, milady. I am just confused. How could I not know about the existence of an alternate personality? Or about a curse inflicted on me? I pull my hand away from him and cross to the other side of my room so that the bed acts as a barrier between us. But Varg knows you. How is it possible that Varg is so aware of you when you do not even know he exists? I begin to pace, my emotions whirling. And how am I to trust you when you won't even trust me? I knew you weren't going to believe me. How could I have been so stupid to think that you would? Milady! He begins to move toward me, but I stop him in his tracks with a single glare. Don't. Silence descends upon my room. When I finally look at Fritz again, the man I see is a stranger. Gone is the Fritz that I once knew, and standing in his place is nothing but a shadow. I thought he'd be different. He showed me so much kindness and pretended to care, and yet, Mother was right. Mother was always right. I feel a dull ache in my chest as I turn my heels to look away from Fritz. This is what happens when you trust someone. This is what happens when you begin to believe in others. Oh. Death sentence, I fear. From the back? Get your ass off. You're going to jail. Ew, indeed. I fear this may be the worst one. Okay, have a good day. I gasp when I feel strong arms wrap around me from behind. I can feel Fritz's warm breath against the back of my neck. No, thank you. It sends shivers tumbling down my spine. Let me go, Fritz. No. Have a terrible day, actually. So true. I order you to let me go. But Fritz only tightens his grip. While the warm embrace is suffocating, it is also oddly comforting. Not for me. I'm different. Sorry, milady. I cannot be ordered to leave you like this. I swore an oath to you and made a promise to myself that I would always stand by your side. Well, you're actually at my back, so maybe fix that. You can stand by my side all you like. Back? I don't know about that one. No matter how much you push me away, I will always be there for you. From the day I was assigned to you, I saw how much you suffered. That's why I will protect you with everything that I am. I bite my lips as I struggle to keep myself from crying. How can I trust Fritz's words when Varg has done nothing but cause suffering to everyone around me? But it seems like I have also been the one to cause you so much pain. He loosens his arms until I am no longer within his embrace. Thank God. I suddenly feel cold and empty, but I do not move towards Fritz again. His voice is very soft when he speaks again. I'm sorry. I do not look up when he leaves. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. Ugh, how can I have forgotten that? God, she's so goddamn annoying. Hi, Fritz from the front. That's crazy. He looks weird. If I had been able to have my way, I would not have left my room at all. After everything that has happened, I do not think I want to know what Sir Mithras' request is. I am also worried about this so-called wonderful gift he wants to show me. Perhaps he means to kill me, along with the king. He looks really weird. They're very bad at drawing from the front. Surely I should be more alarmed at this epiphany. Yet for some reason, I only feel numb. I do not acknowledge Varg when he enters the room. Princess! I'd ask what you're thinking about, but it's written all over your face! That! And I happen to have the memories of it too! Ugh. So gross. Poor princess! Your knight in shining armor turned out to be less of a hero than you thought, huh? Stop it. Hurts, doesn't it? Well, I did tell you. I wonder why you're so surprised. Varg, you. I think you were annoying our princess, Varg. Sir Mithras' presence, for once, is actually a relief. He bows to me, but I no longer believe the smile on his face. I was like, what? Princess, you have my most sincere thanks for agreeing to meet me at such late notice. What is it you want to show me, Sir Mithras? Actually, answer me this first, as it has been troubling me for some time now. Why do you want to kill the king? I see we have much to talk about. Let us walk and talk, if you do not mind. Sir Mithras looks at Varg. Do not disturb us, Varg. Titch! That one was fun for me. Varg disappears back into whatever shadow he'd emerged from as Sir Mithras and I make our way back into the hall. I'm gonna run and scream, actually. It's so true. It seems my suspicions were correct. Did you overhear Alcaster and I the other... You did overhear Alcaster and I the other night, didn't you? Maybe. Princess, I must assure you that I have nothing but your best wishes at heart. It is not that I that wishes to remove your father from power. That is Sir Alcaster's desire. Is this what Shurian spoke of all those months ago? Forgot it's been a really long ass time, and we didn't even get to hang out with him very often. Boo! Okay, anyway. Did she discover Sir Alcaster's motives only to be discharged from the order as a result? Why did you agree to help him? I required Sir Alcaster's assistance for certain things. It was a mutually beneficial decision for both of us to work together. Someone remind me to next run to track all the princesses everyone's saying. That's insane. But do not worry. I never had any intention of going through with your father's murder. Is that why you were delaying him until after my birthday? Sir Mithras' smile is almost genuine. My princess is wise, just like her mother. Oh, hi, Dungeon! Hi! Hi! Flashback to Rod's arc. Let's go. I realized that Sir Mithras has led me into the secret tunnels. Where are you taking me now? My princess is also impatient, just like her mother. The impudence of this man. You said Varg answered to you, but he also carries out Sir Alcaster's orders. Hi, Rodsrow. Hi. He's gonna trap us. We are the key to getting the mom back, so I don't think that's necessarily true. But it's possible. I wouldn't hold it against him. It was Sir Alcaster's, this is hard, I don't know why, desire to take over Angel as cleanly as he could. He sought to accomplish that by killing all those with a claim to the throne. So Rod and Emmeline. But I was never going to let him kill you. In exchange for ensuring your safety, Sir Alcaster required, among other things, a servant. So I provided him with one. Sir Alcaster needed someone that could remain close to him, hidden in plain sight, so to speak. He also required that they have the skills of a trained knight. Sir Fritz Gerald was capable of guarding you, my princess, but he was not as capable of carrying out Sir Alcaster's other orders. But why go to such lengths to curse Fritz? Princess. Sir Mithras focuses his intense gaze on me. Something dangerous and bright shimmers in his eyes. I shrink back. Any threat to your life had to be removed. You're saying there were not evil knights in the area? I guess not. This was too convenient for the plot. Besides, I am under the impression that your loyal knight would be happy to sacrifice part of himself in order to become the perfect guardian. What do you gain from doing all of this? I require something from you, something only you can provide. It is something that I had to wait for, as you need to be 18 in order to give it to me. I have been preparing this gift for you for a long time, my princess. The gift of resurrection. It will bring back the queen. I don't like this. Neither do I. I wonder if he'll, kill us to bring back her. That'd be crazy. What? That'd be the most interesting to do. Will you help me? Okay. Mother is dead. Mother is dead. Only in name. Mother has been dead for years. If she had been alive, I would have known. Your mother sustained great injuries during the Great War. She needed time to heal. Then where has she been, and why would she pretend to be dead? Why would she leave me alone? Your mother is sleeping, and you are the only one that can wake her. Why me? My princess, you are heir to more than just the kingdom of Angel. Queen Hilda was the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum, one of the 2 Crystallum of Angel. What? As her daughter, you are the next bearer. You are destined to be a great witch, just like your mother. My mother? A witch? Impossible. It is the truth. You were so young then, my princess, and the world was so cruel to you. Why do I not remember any of this? The queen sought to protect you and shrouded your memories of the pain you suffered at the hands of humans. Is this why the people of Angel despise and fear me? But once you turn 18, you will inherit the full abilities of the Tenebrarum bearer. With that power, we can revive your mother. Is this not what you've been dreaming of since you lost her? I dared not even dream this was possible. For so many years, all I wanted was for Mother to return to me. But now, no, I cannot falter. Mother was the only person I could trust. She is still the only person who loves me. I have made my decision. Tell me what I must do. That's not my decision, but go off. Sir Mithras smiles and steps aside. Behind him is a large rusty door. Come with me. Mom? Oh, there she is! Just like I asked for. I wonder if she becomes good again in Waltz's route. Mother! She is still as beautiful as the day she became one with the Tenebrarum. Sir Mithras reverently strokes his hand across the Tenebrarum as if caressing Mother's face. How big is the Tenebrarum? Like, Karma? Joke. Okay. I did think it was Karma for a second. It took me several moments to figure it out. A little. Oh no. If he was our brother too, I think I'd fucking kill myself. Anyway, these last 4 years, I have come to visit her as much as I possibly can, but I cannot wait to see her beauty grace the halls of the palace once more. Sir Mithras turns to me. Place your hands on the Tenebrarum. Wait, before I do this. Sir Mithras, you said you have no desire to kill the king. Yes. Swear to me that you will not allow Sir Alcaster's plans to succeed. Swear that you will protect the lives of the royal family. I do not wholly understand why I'm asking this of Sir Mithras, yet a part of me feels compelled to do so. I may not see them as much of a family, but they have done nothing to deserve death. My princess. Swear it. Very well. I swear I shall not allow Sir Alcaster to kill any of the royal family. But you want to know who he didn't include? Himself. So if he kills them, we're shit out of luck. Anyway. The clock tower chimes. The bells echo in the chamber. The sound dull and eerie. Sir Mithras' eyes flash as he gestures his hand wildly. Now, princess! Now! The air in the room becomes cold. Wait. Epic prank. Take the place of your friend's comatose mother and pretend to wake up. That's crazy. So true. The air in the room becomes cold. So cold, I actually feel my body becoming like ice. Something is wrong. This does not feel right. I try to move away, but my attempts are thwarted by some kind of magical force. The Tenebrarum is pulling me toward it. Sir Mithras! It is too late to turn back now, princess. No! The pull is strong. I am drawn to it like a magnet. Sorry, this is a grandfather clock. Tower would be different. Yeah. But that's okay. We don't have to think about it too hard. The invisible force renders me a puppet. It takes hold of my body and forces me to raise my hands to the crystallum. I press my palms against the face of the Tenebara, my hands framing my mother's face. Her expression is gentle in her unnatural sleep. The Tenebara is freezing beneath my fingertips at first, but it steadily begins to warm as the clock continues counting down to 12. That's up to 12, bitch. Down is 1. Fuck you. The warmer the Tenebara grows, the colder my body feels. It feels like it is sapping all of my energy, like the Tenebara is feeding off me. The pain starts slowly. It creeps up and out until it is flooding my entire body. I attempt to twist my body away from the Tenebara surface, but my hands are stuck. I turn to Sir Mithras for help, but there's nothing but crazed glee in his smile. Yeah, we're gonna die. Yes! Yes! That's okay. This route's been really weird. I miss the formulaic aspects of the other routes. His eyes are focused on the crystallized form of my mother. I hope she gets a model. I become dimly aware of the tears that are beginning to fall from my eyes. I cannot go on like this. My vision starts to blur until I feel myself falling into endless darkness. Oh. Mother? Yes, my sweet? What are you doing? I am planning, dearest one. Mother has to be ready for when she takes over Angel. But doesn't Father rule Angel? Oh, sweet. Father will be too tired to... Father will soon be too tired to rule. Mother will rule for him. And when you are grown, you shall follow in my footsteps. I will make Angel a kingdom to behold, my darling. You will never be hurt, and no one shall deny you anything. The people will bend to your whim, and will behave as they ought to. There will be no bad people? No, dearest one. There will be no bad people in our kingdom. I will make sure of that. Do we get a good deed for bringing our mother back to life? Probably. I'll think about it. Opening my eyes and moving my body is a struggle. I feel sluggish and numb, and there is a suffocating heat in my chest that makes it difficult to breathe. When I finally do rise, my thoughts are tangled and confused. Where am I? Varg with no mask? Varg with no mask? Ew! She lives! Ugh. I turn my head just in time to see Varg rise from a chair just to the side of my bed. Put it back on, I agree. Has he been sitting there watching me? And he is not wearing his mask. What are you doing here? You've been out for a week, princess! A week? I think I would know how long you've been playing Sleeping Beauty. After all, I've been here the whole damn time. Varg quickly clears his throat before gazing down at me, an exasperated expression on his face. Do you even remember what happened? Memories suddenly flood through my mind, but they are fragments. But together they create a startling picture. Sir Mithras in a room. 12 chimes of a clock. My 18th birthday. Put your damn mask back on. Yeah, you look naked. The Tenebrarum. And... Mother! I sit up immediately, only to succumb to a wave of nausea and dizziness. Much to my surprise, Varg reaches out to steady me, his grip firm but gentle. Slow down, princess! You're not even ready to fight me yet! What time is it? Almost done! Will he become Fritz again in a few hours? Or have I lost Fritz forever? Would you believe me if I told you Fritz doesn't want to see you? The awareness of my last conversation with Fritz hits me in full force. After what happened last time we spoke, I am not surprised that Fritz does not want to see me. He was too ashamed to face you! I had no idea Fritz would react the way he did to your words! I have most of his stronger memories. Not all of them, but most. I thought he'd have mine too, but I guess that's not the case. What memories do you have? That's none of your business! The expression on his face is clouded. For a few moments he is silent, thoughtful. In the beginning they were mostly of you! What? Varg glances away. I notice his fingers drum uneasily on his cane and stare. I've never seen Varg look like this. I carefully slide my way over to the edge of my bed, allowing my feet to dangle on the floor. Fritz cares for you, princess! Take my word for it, if no one else is! Why is he suddenly telling me all this? Will I ever see him again? Or has he lost to you? Varg flinches back from me, taking a few steps back to put some distance between the two of us. I can't say! I watch Varg closely. I've never noticed before, but Varg's emotions are very clear if you know what to look for. Okay. If you wanted me to want to fuck him, you should have done that a lot sooner than chapter 7. Press him. You cannot say or you won't say. Princess! The gentleness with which he says my title makes me think of Fritz. However, just as I am beginning to hear Fritz's voice through him, his demeanor changes once again. The vulnerable man disappears and is replaced by the usual facade. Varg straightens and glares at me. He displays this confidence to hide his true emotions. It seems like he wears two masks. Stupidest line I've ever heard in my life. You are more like Fritz than you would care to admit. Fritz would never harm me. Varg snarls, but he no longer intimidates me. Fritz this! Fritz that! All you ever talk about is that idiot, even though I have been the one by your side this entire time. Princess, he said calmly. Epic voice moment. Me when I'm shouting as Rod. Oh no, he's a nice guy. Boo! Fritz is nothing compared to me! Then why do you feel threatened by him? Ah! My words render Varg speechless. I dimly notice the patterns of red dawn scattered across my room. The sun is almost up. I look back to Varg, my eyes seeking Fritz. Varg moves, his eyes fierce as he closes the distance between us. Ugh. Who made this? Okay, why was the arc so fucking poppin' in the beginning and now it's dog shit? This is bad. Who wrote this? Ugh. Varg presses his lips to mine, effectively stifling the rest of the word. I only have a moment to gasp out for breath before Varg kisses me again more deeply. Oh god. I raise my hands to push him away for a brief second as my mind hazes over in shock. Varg takes advantage of my confusion and moves forward again. Oh god, ew, what the fuck is going on? Stop! An unreadable expression in his eyes as he leans over me. I try to pull away, but Varg tangles his hand in my hair, tilting my head back to press his lips firmly against mine once more. No, this is not right. No kidding, man! Ugh! I tremble as his free arm sweeps down my back and eventually comes to rest at my waist. Why is he kissing me? He doesn't even like me. Anger clears my mind. I ball my hands into fists and shove at Varg's chest. His eyes are bright and out of focus when I am able to look into them. His chest betrays his labored breathing. Ugh. I wipe the back of my hand against my mouth as I glare at Varg. I do not trust myself to speak without screaming at, "You should! Kill his ass!" Coherence slowly starts to filter back into his gaze, and I can see the awareness in his gaze, along with the guilt. I suddenly realize that my cheeks are now wet with tears. Why am I crying? You were assaulted? Probably? That's probably why. I'd be upset too. Varg takes a step toward me, and though he does not utter a single word, I can see from his body language that he needs to apologize. Don't touch me, man! Get out of here! You're grossing me out! Did I read that? He reaches a hand out to touch my face. No! I move back and close my eyes. Adieuva! Oh, right. I thought we were saying adieu. It's like, bye! Wagon? I open my eyes when the familiar voice, I can't believe he has a sleeper agent code. I am going to kiss myself. Good night! I open my eyes when I hear the familiar voice and watch as Fritz quickly rushes to my side and kneels in front of me. His hands cut my face as his thumbs brush against my cheeks, wiping away the tears that I cannot stop. Like, what did he do, milady? Fritz. I suddenly feel overwhelmed, like there's too much whirling in my mind. I'm not sure how long we sit there together. It feels short, like a single moment, but it could have been an eternity. I'm fucking flabbergasted. This is too much. For me? Jeez. I'm sorry, milady. I shake my head in an attempt to clear my fractured thoughts. Fritz frowns, but the expression clears as he brushes my hair away from my face. You dudes gotta get the fuck out of here. You're all disgusting. Stop touching me. Fritz frowns, but the expression clears as he brushes my hair away from my face. His fingertips gently trace my cheek as he speaks. I failed as your knight. I should have never left you alone that night. I could have stopped all of this from happening. 6 feet! 6 feet! All I have done is cause you pain, and this past week has been hell. Watch your mouth, Fritz. I didn't know if you'd wake up or if I would be able to be with you when you did. He looks at me, his expression grim. And I wasn't there when you did. Varg was. If you've known this whole time, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Genuine. Ugh. You finally know about him? Fritz nods as he gives me a pained smile. No apology could ever be enough excuse for what I did to you. I doubted you that night because I thought what you were saying was impossible. I wondered how I would be cursed without knowing about it. But now, I hate myself for treating you the way that I did. I mean, doubting me? It wasn't that bad. All things considered. I must have put you through so much suffering because I did not believe you. I know I have never been worthy of you, but now I have betrayed the trust you had in me. He drops his hands and pulls away from me. I don't think I have the right to be called your knight. I reach out and grab his hand without thinking. Don't say that. Can you? Ugh. Really not loving this arc. It's not great. Fritz looks at me in shock. His wide-eyed gaze only makes me feel embarrassed, and I have to focus to keep from floundering. Please don't. Yeah, I agree. Ugh. Ugh. After a long moment, Fritz manages to smile at me. It is small, but genuine. I, totally don't deserve your kindness. Kindness? Is that what this is? We sit together in silence for some time, enjoying each other's calming presence. My room is quiet as the sun steadily starts to rise. Do you know what has happened during this last week? I am afraid not. I wasn't myself for most of it. He is fading even faster now, and just when I feel that I've truly started to know him. Really? I feel like I still don't know him. But whatever. I've already told you about the disappearance of the prince and the princess, but it seems like the queen has gone missing as well. Ophelia is missing? I can only hope that they made it out alive, and that Rod led them back to the Marchant. There they will be safe. I did not think I would ever trust anyone there, and I still don't, but Parfait said that the Marchant is a place evil cannot overtake. Yeah, where is she? You know, who fucking knows? I'm getting some major Dolores going to die vibes. And that one might actually genuinely make me cry. I don't know. And whether, I don't know why I was struck with them so heavily right now. It doesn't even make any goddamn sense, but still. And whether or not Varg is truly evil. I don't know. That was a pretty evil thing for him to do just now. His mission is to kill them. I can at least be sure that Parfait will protect them. King Gennaro is still here, but he is different. He is not himself. And what happened? It's your mother. The day you fainted, that same morning, your mother returned. I can only stare at Fritz in shock, knowing that what happened that night wasn't a dream, just a dream. Everyone in the castle is acting as if nothing is wrong. It's like the last 4 years haven't happened. But the instant I saw her, I recognized her. And after that, well, I don't remember what came next. My next conscient moment was today, when I saw you. Fritz raises his hand as if to touch my face, but he abruptly pulls it away. He flinches, then doubles over, his face contorting with pain. I don't know, my wife and kids going missing and my ex-wife coming back would shake any up. Okay, true. So true. Didn't even consider it. Mainly because I just don't give a fuck about King Gennaro. He's kind of a goober. But whatever. No, not now. I won't let you. His eyes are cloudy, his gaze turned inward. He is speaking to the other side of himself that I cannot see. I reach out to him and try to call him back. Fritz! He looks up at me and attempts a sad smile. He is trying to make it seem like he's fine. When he speaks, it is through gritted teeth. I'll never let him hurt you. Can you trust me about that at least? Yes. Wagon! The shadows dance around him, almost tauntingly at first. Then they simply engulf him and Fritz disappears into darkness. I take a step back. Mom says it's my turn with the consciousness. Damn, Fritz, how come your mom lets you have 2 consciousnesses? Ugh. I hate to interrupt! You again. I snarl at him, but Varg merely shrugs. He looks indifferent, as if what transpired between us before never happened. It did, though. I have things to do today! Okay, bye. Varg turns away and walks briskly out of my room without glancing back. I make my way through the halls of the palace, determined to find Sir Mithros. Over the past few months, I have been all but invisible to the people in the palace. It allowed me to pass undisturbed. I had always figured it was because no one remembered who I was with my curse. But today, things are different. A maid sweeping the halls jumps at the sight of me before quickly curtsying. Your Highness! Her eyes are downcast, and she does not look up at me as I pass by her. As I walk past her, 2 other servants heading in my direction also move to the side of the hallway. Your Highness? Your Highness? They remember who I am now? But how? Has my curse somehow been broken? I spend the entire morning searching for Sir Mithros, but he is nowhere to be found. The only room I have yet to search is the throne room. Sorry about that one. I push open the doors and walk inside. There I am met with an unexpected sight. The king sits on his throne, his posture regal, but his eyes downcast. Your Majesty? He does not look up when I enter, but I can see that his eyes are stony, unmoving. I approach him cautiously, and upon closer look, I notice how his eyes look so empty. It is almost as if he cannot see me. I inhale, and something catches in my throat. My heart begins to beat rapidly. What have they done to you? My princess. I whirl around and see Sir Mithros approaching me with a smile. Where did he come from? I could have sworn there was no one else here when I entered. Sir Mithros? I was just on my way to see you. Varg just told me you had awakened. What is wrong with the king? Physically, there is nothing wrong with him at all. Anger begins to burn within me. You swore you wouldn't harm him. Is he not alive, my princess? Take a good look at him. The king is completely unharmed. The change in Sir Mithros' expression is subtle, but I can feel the malice in his gaze. I should add that it was difficult to keep this promise, princess. My queen will be having words with you about this. Mother? Where is she? She has left the palace for the time being. You have been unconscious for a week. My queen could not spend every moment fretting by your bedside. But didn't Varg say he was the only one to stay by my side? Yes, that is what he said. And that is also what Mithros said. Were you paying attention? I was listening. But apparently you weren't. I shake the thought from my mind. When will I be seeing her? At dinner, I assume. Now if that's all... Wait. Sir Mithros pauses abruptly to look at me. The servants I met in the hallway seem to remember me. How? You really cannot guess? He sighs as he runs his hand through his hair. When you turned 18 and became the Tenebron bearer, the curse that the lesser witch cast on you broke. What? Moments before your mother woke, you were the strongest witch in all of Angel. A lesser witch's spell could not have any effect over you. Congratulations, princess. You are no longer a victim of the curse. Your life is back to the way it was before. Now, is there anything else you would like to ask me? Yes, there is. About Fritz. Hold on. Let me look. How do I break his curse? This is a dumbass question to be asking, but whatever. Much to my astonishment, Sir Mithros begins to laugh. The sound is cruel and so sharp and deadly it cuts through whatever hope had been forming in my heart. You wish to break his curse? Oh, princess. You should have told me earlier you cared so much about the boy. Perhaps then I would have tailored his curse to your requirements. Poor, upstanding, chivalrous Fritz. In many ways, he was too much of a knight for his father's liking. Whoa, Mithros jump scare. Sir Mithras leans closer to me, so close I can see the crazed gleam in his eyes. Would you like to know why I cursed him, princess? I remain rooted in place, but not flinching away from Mithras is harder than I would have thought. Sir Alcaster approached his son for help. Why do they get all close? I don't know, it's awful though. Expecting him to help kill the king and take over the throne, but Fritz refused. Sir Alcaster needed an obedient servant, and Fritz deserved to be punished for stepping out of line. No, and so I removed those memories of Alcaster telling Fritz of his devious plans and gave him the curse. Fritz has the Little Red Riding Hood curse. There is, after all, no better servant than the Big Bad Wolf. It's kind of the Big Bad Wolf curse then, don't you fucking think? But whatever. He has all the power in the world, all of the power and drive of a predator, but is still so obedient. Wolves are closely related to dogs, after all. And better yet, the Big Bad Wolf will always stay close to the lady he desires to devour. Ugh, that's disgusting. Remember those, like, predator jokes from earlier that we were making? Like, every time it said predatory smile, we were like, ooh. Unfortunately, it's fucking real, which is crazy. Anyway, I can feel disgust seething in my stomach. I have created the perfect servant for Sir Alcaster. In short, Sir Mithras suddenly reaches out a hand to grab my face by the chin. He forces my head up at a painful angle. Ugh! There is no breaking his curse, princess. Not unless Fritz is somehow able to mentally overpower Varg. And we all know how formidable Varg is. Sir Mithras releases me. Thank God, get out of here. Now put the idea out of your pretty little head. Don't you already have everything you've ever wanted? He smiles wryly before turning and walking out of the throne room, leaving me alone and trembling. Can we stab him while he's monologuing or something? I guess not. Because he's gone now. To break the curse, Fritz has to overthrow Varg in his own mind. A sudden cold descends upon me. I wrap my arms around myself and shudder. I turn to look at the king, but he has not moved since my encounter with Mithras. Your Majesty, did I do this to you? Mother, if she were here, she could make sense of it for me. Mother, where are you? I stare at my now trembling hands. This is not what I wanted at all. Oops. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to get to the next background, so then I can run an ad because I've got to run one. So everybody sit tight. It'll be over before you know it. Is the ad actually running? Psst. I can't. Yeah, that's certainly the issue, isn't it? Because it says my pre-roll is off. And if I try to press the button, it says I have 5 minutes and 44 seconds left before I can run another ad. Which is kind of fucked up. I think the only person at current who would know is Kat. But I'm not sure. Because she might have a sub. Okay. No, I have subs, sorry. Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it expired yet or not. Okay, well, I guess you're the only 2 people here, so I guess it doesn't matter. But this has never happened before. Also, there's these things called Twitch stories, which is the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. And also the stupidest. So, I guess I don't have to run an ad. I can, like, sit here for 5 minutes, but that's fucking stupid. I guess we'll try. We'll run one at, like, 8:15 or something. I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. And really, the only reason why I run ads is so no one has to see them. And since you're both subbed, it doesn't fucking matter. We ball. Let's get in there. Princess, we cannot. I am the crown princess. Which is why we cannot allow you to leave on your own, your highness. It is strange to think that just a few months ago, these same men did everything they could to keep me out of the palace. Your highness, you'll need an escort if you leave. I can take care of myself. Back to being a nuisance, I see! Sir! They knew who he is. I watch in stunned silence as both soldiers salute Varg. Varg turns to smirk at me. Well, what's going on here? The princess wishes to leave the palace to visit the town. Does she now? I can feel Varg's eyes on me, but I refuse to look at him. Fine! I will accompany her! But the queen said. The words die in the man's throat as Varg turns to glower at him. His eyes flash with impatience, and it is enough to coax the soldier into silence. Open the gates! Yes, sir. The gates swing open. I rush out, thinking that maybe if I move fast enough, I can lose Varg. So what are we here for? Though I try my hardest to shake him, Varg is still irritatingly close. It is impossible to leave him. Princess! Varg leans out and wraps his fingers around my elbow, pulling me into a stop in the shadows of an alleyway. Ugh. My irritation is immediate, and I look up to glare at him. What are we doing in town? Don't worry, I saw Cole leave. I'll be right back. It looked super crunchy. You gotta let me go step on it. As much as I don't want to agree with those idiot knights, you really shouldn't be wandering the streets. My next words are cold and sharp. He sounds so fucking funny. Why not? Before, that was what everyone insisted I do. And now, the only thing everyone wants is for me to stay indoors. Varg is silent for a few moments before letting out an exasperated sigh. Angela's not what it was, princess! What are you talking about? Varg places his hands on my shoulders and turns me so that I am looking out onto the streets. I'm not overly familiar with the kingdom, but even I can tell that something is off. The shops that once had colorful displays in the window are now empty. Their displays are dull or non-existent. The liveliness of the market stalls is all but gone. My gaze is drawn to the bakery shop that Fritz had taken to me all those months ago. Its dim windows tell me that it is closed. There are so many different sweets here. Buy whatever you like. Are you certain? Absolutely. I know nothing makes you happier than a good pastry. How do you know that? Well, it's a knight's job to know these sorts of things. Just how much do you know about me? Nothing that anyone else wouldn't know. What's my favorite color? Blue. My favorite flower? Lilies. I told you that these croissants were famous, right? Those are my favorite. I'll get a croissant then. Not a custard Danish? I thought you liked those best. A croissant, of course. Right away. An all too familiar ache beats within my chest. Has it been that long since that day? Everything was so vibrant and full of energy back then. This place was so lively, and there was music that filled the streets and performances everywhere, but now, so much has changed. It's so silent. The streets are so empty, and the eyes of the people. Their eyes are glazed and unseeing, just like the king's. I step forward to get a better look without realizing I am only dimly aware of Varg's hands, which have not moved from my shoulders. Whew. What happened? The queen happened! But the people. She can take control and demand obedience, but she can't force love or loyalty. The people of Angela are being crushed, princess, and they know who's responsible for it. Varg's voice is hushed. Varg, get your paws off of us, especially after what happened last time. I flinch back at the expressions on the people's faces as they look at us. There's fear in their eyes. I instinctively retreat until I fall back into Varg. His hands tighten on my shoulders. Ugh. They know that you're her daughter! These are the looks they've always given me. This is why they have feared me. Abruptly, Varg draws his cape around me, enclosing me in darkness. We can fucking teleport? When the light finally filters back into my consciousness, I am facing a completely different street. What did you do? Smoke and mirrors! I fucking guess smoke and mirrors. Things have gotten out of hand back there, so I got us out. He suddenly releases me and nudges me forward. Can we return to the palace now? I grit my teeth. I still want to see the town. It is impossible to think that the entire place is so changed. How is that possible? Sir Mithras said Mother was out. I really need to see her. It's almost dinner time, princess! Your family will be expecting you! Mother will be expecting me. I should see her at dinner, right? Think if they fucking ball me on her model, I'm gonna be so pissed. Thinking about everything that has transpired exhausts me. I rub my eyes and sigh. Fine, let us return. Oh my god, I'm so fucking psyched. When I enter the dining hall, a familiar figure stands by one of the windows. I have not seen her for 4 years, but she remains unchanged. Standing before me is the only person I've ever doubted, whose love I have never doubted. Mother! Yeah! Let's fucking go! She's kind of a... You know what I'm saying? Ooh, my dearest one. I move toward her immediately, like moth drawn to a flame. Soon I have my arms wrapped around her and hug. I do not care that I'm crying. Mother, I have missed you so much. And I have missed you. I cannot believe Mother is indeed alive. Also, the purple and yellow is kind of fucked up and ugly, but it's okay. I can see past it. I'm crying so hard tears blur my eyes and it takes effort to speak. I thought you died. Mother presses a soft, cool hand to my cheek. Her touch is more comforting than I remembered. And it is thanks to you that I did not. I am so proud of you, love. I had thought her warmth would envelop me longer, but Mother is quick to draw away from me. I look up at her in confusion and flinch when I see that her gaze is cold. But I heard you left the palace today. Ugh! What have I told you about leaving the palace wagon? No excuses. You know my feelings on this. But have you truly become so disrespectful while I was absent? Let's not fight. Not tonight. Yes, Mother. Come, sit. I take my usual chair and stare at the now vacant seats in front of me. There is a heaviness in my chest as I remember who sat in them. Those are Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline's places. And the king... I turn to look at him and feel my heart falter, then sink. Wagon? The king is sitting in his usual seat, but his expression is as vacant as it was earlier. It's nothing. Mother follows my line of sight and frowns. Mithras told me of your request. I had not anticipated that you would require something from him in exchange for reviving me. But no matter, I had no desire to see Alcaster's plans come to fruition. Where is Sir Alcaster? We didn't bring you back for a lecture. No, we did not. We brought you back because you're hot. Also, if that red thing is the Tenebrarum, the Tenebrarum Crystallum, or whatever the fuck, I'm gonna be pissed. Where is Sir Alcaster? My mother beckons quietly with a wave of her hand, and servants begin to place platters of food on the table. Exiled. There is no place in this kingdom for a snake like him. Ugh. Then why is Varg still here? My mother looks at me with, okay, I don't know who the fuck else it would be. Who else's mother would be, but whatever. My mother looks at me with knowing eyes as the servants spoon soup into our bowls. You still need a guard, my dear. It was fortuitous of me to retain him, considering your actions today. I looked down, my mind racing. But enough of these inconsequential notions. We must discuss your training. What? You are the crown princess, and you must learn how to be a queen. Eventually, you too shall control the Tenebrar. You too shall become the Tenebrar bearer. I will show you how to control it. It was impossible for me to think of Mother as a witch, but seeing how she speaks so casually of the Tenebrar, and considering that all that has happened this week, I have no choice but to believe it. Why did you not tell me about the Tenebrar, about the witches? Dearest one, you were so young. I wanted to protect you, and it is no matter now, for I am here. I will teach you through a practical demonstration. I have always found that to be the most effective way. She looks at me sharply. We will begin by punishing those that cursed you. Fear and shock immediately fled through me. What? Punish Parfait and Delora? They have acted to keep you from me and from your destiny. They must be punished. Don't you wish for revenge on ones that have wronged you so? Hold on. Let me check if that's true. Protest. I do not want revenge. Mother sets down her spoon. Dearest one, need I remind you of how the people of this world will seek to abuse your nature and your position in order to use you? Have you not experienced the selfishness and greed of people firsthand? Were you not cursed by such people? You're right, but Delora and Parfait, they had been kind to me as well. Mother goes back to eating. Regardless, we shall start your lessons tomorrow. For some reason, my eyes are drawn once more to the king. He has not moved since dinner began. His soup is still untouched. The king is barely conscious. Oops. Mother is right here, so close to me, and yet nothing feels right. You will succeed me in all things, my daughter. The mother speaks, and my attention snaps back to her. I expect nothing but your full devotion to this task. I mechanically bring a spoon of soup to my mouth and swallow without tasting. Could I really punish anyone? Oh, dearest one. Mother's voice pulls me from my thoughts. She reaches over and brushes my hair away from my face. Her touch is heartbreakingly familiar. I didn't read what it said. She is right here, but I feel like this is the most distance I have ever been from her. We are never going to be separated again. What if I'm busy tomorrow? What would you say if I had plans? You know? Also, it's weird how the sleeve gets darker. Gonna yell, Karma almost died for us, then Waltz was sick with worry when we left. I know! I'm sick and fucking tired of this arc. It's so bad. It was cool for a minute there. It was popping. It was good. But it's not anymore. And I'm excited to see our mom, but the design is a little mid. So you can jot that down. That's information I'm giving you for free. Wagon. I cannot do this. Yeah, there's no reason for it to be darker. Unless it was like a gradient, but it ends right here. So, good jotting. So it's not a gradient and it's pissing me off. But anyway, you are not trying hard enough. But it is almost as if you do not wish to complete your training. Ever since Mother came back, she has been teaching me to use my magic, but her methods are, well, I cannot bring myself to agree with the way she teaches. But this is a little bird, no more. The bird is still alive. It has been trying to escape the dome it's been trapped under this whole time. Your bleeding heart will be the end of us all, Wagon. Do you feel such turmoil every time you have a meal? Do I need to remind you how many animals are killed on a daily basis just for your meals? But this is different. Why can't Mother see that? All you are doing is removing the air in the dome. This is a lesson about control. How else are we to tell when you are successful without such a barometer? There are plenty of other barometers, but go off. Mother raises her hand. Not really the color I expected, but whatever. Mother raises her hand and without any apparent effort manipulates the air in the dome. Now, do you see how simple it is? I stare at the bird's lifeless body inside the dome. The sight of it brings back old memories. This happened before, and even then I was not able to save the bird's life. I still cannot save anything. And because you hesitated, another bird must be brought in. How many birds will it take, Wagon? I need you to focus, dearest heart. We will continue tomorrow, and I expect you to perform as expected. Do you understand? Wagon? I nod my head numbly. That's fucked up. Yeah. So glad she's here, though. Mother opens her arms and beckons me toward her. I reluctantly step toward her so that she can embrace me. There is no warmth in her embrace. There is nothing. Also, who's catching these words? Varg, probably. Mother strokes my hair. Before I found the gesture endearing and comforting, but now I feel cold. I do this because I love you, Wagon. You understand, yes? The words I want to say are trapped in my throat. I can't. Mother pulls back, a questioning look in her eyes. Say you love me, darling. Of course I love you. I do love her, but things are different now. I cannot deny who she is or what she can do. Mother sighs heavily before releasing me and turning around. Varg. The door opens and Varg steps inside immediately. He kneels before us. Your Majesty! Take my daughter back to her room. As you command! Varg rises and bows before going to hold up in the door for me. Princess! Good night, Mother. I curtsy and follow Varg out of the throne room. Ever since Fritz disappeared the day I woke up, he has not returned. The hope that he would return and that Varg would be destroyed is slowly disappearing. Every morning I wake and find Varg standing outside my door, I become more disheartened. I look at Varg's back as he walks in front of me. How am I supposed to bring Fritz back? Varg is only getting stronger each day. At this rate, Fritz will... Aduva. You know that will not work on me anymore, Princess! Fritz used to come when I said that word, but I no longer see any signs that he hears me. Which is, a little unfortunate, because saying his sleeper agent code is fucking hilarious. Worried about your night? Let me tell you something that might lift your spirits then! He's not gone! What? He doesn't think he can afford to lose! He's not giving up control without a fight! Thought you might want to know! Why are you telling me this? You haven't been yourself the past few days! But why do you care? Ooh. Oh. He's away from me. Wagon isn't even in frame. Bit of a sleigh. This is my favorite one. Varg stops and turns to look at me. He is looking at me the same way Fritz always does, with gentle acceptance. I can almost believe I am looking at Fritz and not Varg. I have been asking myself the same question. I know these feelings for you aren't my own, and yet... Feelings for me? I guess his emotions for you are too strong. It's rubbed off on me, and now I'm stuck caring about you too. Varg's expression changes. A subtle sadness creeping into his eyes. He actually looks happier now, but whatever. Stupid! We both know who you'll choose when the time comes. What? I don't know. I was like slightly louder. My bad. Varg smiles, but it is devoid of any cheer. He turns around and continues walking without waiting for me. If you mean I'll choose Fritz, this is true. Sorry, Varg. You assaulted me that one time? I think I will have to pass. But sure. Hope I like, I guess. Until I hear an apology, I don't even want to talk to you at all. Hurry up, princess! The rest of our walk is silent, and thank God. The night is deep, dark, and gentle, but I cannot find peace or sleep in the all-consuming silence. It has been 2 weeks since Mother's return, and 2 weeks since I've been able to sleep through the night. Most of my days are spent at Mother's side. When we aren't patrolling Angel, she is teaching me how to use the Tenebrarum, readying me as her successor. Every day, it only becomes clearer to me that the kingdom is suffering. The people fear and hate us. It is even worse than it was before. Mother is cruel to everyone, even though I have yet to see them do anything wrong. Is this why Father hated her? Ooh, a flashback we haven't read yet? Your Highness, I beg your forgiveness. My child was not watching where he was going. The man's son had wandered out in front of us. The soldiers' horses would have crushed the child if the man hadn't pushed him out of the way. The stop on the road has caused a delay in our arrival back to the palace. Mother had been out visiting an old friend, a witch. Mother? There's a blinding flash of light as Mother draws a shape in the air. When the light clears, the man has disappeared from in front of us. He has collapsed against the wall of a nearby building. Ugh! Mother threw him into the building? Let us continue. But Mother, that man isn't moving. I do not think he's breathing. Come along, wagon. Mother, why did you do that? The man, he... Are you questioning me, wagon? Mother's gaze is as cold as steel, her eyes as sharp as a blade. I flinch away from her. You have become soft. The world has changed you while I was sleeping. Do not worry, dearest heart. I will bring you back to what you were, I promise. Mother smiled at me then, the same smile she would always give me when I was a child. I used to be comforted by the sight of it, but now it terrifies me. And the king. I choked down the lump in my throat. He is gone. He speaks, he eats, but he is not here. If it were not clear in his actions, it is clear when I look into his eyes. He is right there, and yet I miss him. The frustration makes me restless. I stand up so that I can make my way toward the window and stare outside. I am being ridiculous. Why should I miss him when he has been nothing but neglectful? I've forgotten how he stopped caring about me when he invited his new family into the palace. He treasured them and his kingdom more than he ever loved me. He never valued me. And yet I would give anything to go back to how things had been. Okay, just kidding. The weight on my shoulders and in my heart is overwhelming. The feeling only worsens when I turn my thoughts to another person. Fritz. It would have been longer to just keep going instead of killing it, but okay. Yeah. True. Didn't read this. With a sigh, I lean my forehead against the cold glass of the window. Bark said that Fritz is still fighting, so he must still be in there. How can I help him? Fritz? Who? Before I can turn, someone clamps a hand over my mouth. The rest of my words are muffled. Ugh! Long time no see. That voice. Oh, just kidding. It's Boo! Give me Delora! Cringe! Get out of here! Anyway, I'll reread it.
Long time no see.
Way lamer. That voice. Jurian?
That's right. Remain calm, princess.
She slowly lowers her hand. I turn around and stare, surprised to see her here in my room. What are you doing here? She smiles, and some of the weight in my heart lifts.
We're on a rescue mission.
We? Hi, Garland. Glad you're here. At that moment, a man sidesteps into the doorway, his footsteps cautious and soft. Garland? He does not turn completely, but he cranes his neck to give me a soft smile. Glad to see you're safe, princess. I can barely believe that the two of them are standing here. It has been so long.
We apologize for being late. We have been trying to get into the palace for the past few months, but a powerful shield has been keeping us from entering. Lady Parfait could easily destroy it, but it would have meant destroying the palace as well. The last thing we want is to cause panic among the people.
Mithras and Varg are crafty. They have been watching over the palace like hawks. And it was difficult to speak with Prince Rod when he was being watched around the clock.
We needed more time to make sure our rescue mission would not fail.
Then how did you find a way inside?
Lady Parfait managed to find a weak spot in the shield, but it's thin, and only allows a few people into the palace at one time. Garland and I know this place better than anyone. That's why we're here to rescue you.
Delora and Lady Parfait wanted to come, but the shield easily detects witches and fairies. But they're waiting for us at the Marching Princess.
Was I meant to escape with Rod and Emmeline before?
Yes, that was the only other plan we'd had, though it didn't go as expected when someone caught whiff of their plans and sent Varg out to kill them.
So they tried to save me before and failed. Okay, we can talk about this later. We gotta run. I agree. Okay. Are you fucking for real? Why did you come for me? Okay. Thank you. My ass was not going to ask this. Are you shitting me? They look at me, their expressions baffled. How do you even do his voice once? What? I cross my arms as I look at them. Why would you rescue someone you hate?
Princess.
Of course we'd come for you. You're a part of the Marching after all.
Not that I'd fucking know about it. What? Jurian looks at me seriously.
Let's go.
Jurian heads toward the door, but stops when she notices that I am not following her.
Coming, Princess?
How can the Marchant take me back after everything I have said and done? How could the Marchant accept me back? Do they even want me to return? I only realized I had spoken aloud when Jurian answers me. Not that that's unsurprising. Oh my god, what? Just go! It's really hard!
Princess, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. We have to leave now. We're running out of time.
I can think about this later, just like this conversation could have happened later. I nod and follow them out of my room. Jurian leads the way and I follow after her. Garland brings up the rear, his eyes alert as he constantly surveys our surroundings. The night around us is cold and still, but the quiet only makes me more anxious. Varg usually appears in situations like this. Is he not here? And I feel so useless having to be rescued like this. Garland reaches out to place a hand on my shoulder.
We're almost out.
I nod, not trusting my own voice.
Shh.
There was no change. Garland stands at attention as we continue slowly moving forward. Eventually, a figure moves to block our path. And what is this? If it's Mithras, I'm going to kill myself. I cannot move. Jurian and Garland, however, already... And I can't make another blunder, assuming that it's going to be someone. The fact that it was Jurian is just terrible. Anyway, Jurian and Garland, however, already have their swords out, and the deadly metal glitters in the gray glow of the moon. Okay, that's who I thought it was going to be, but I didn't want to take that chance. And here I thought the fairy had given up.
Mithras.
Her voice is a low growl. It is so full of malice that it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end.
Let us pass.
And if I did, where would you be taking the princess? Jurian's shoulders tense. Garland glares at Mithras from behind her.
I could lie, but it would also be easier to just kill you.
You're as bloodthirsty as ever. But unfortunately, I cannot allow for your mischief to continue. Sir Mithras has just begun to raise his hand when Jurian darts forward, her sword gleaming as she raises it to slice at his arm. Sir Mithras howls, falling hard to the ground as he curls in on himself to cradle his injury.
Go, quickly!
I can't believe we fucking won this interaction. That's crazy. The remaining quiet is all but shattered as we run away from Mithras. Though he is in pain, I can still hear his voice call out from behind us. Do not think this will be so easy, princess. I ignore him and keep running, not daring to look back. We've been running for a while now. My legs are beginning to go numb.
Only a little longer, princess, and we'll be out.
You're doing well.
I can do no more than nod as I force myself to keep running. I am pathetic. I'm slowing them down so much.
There, I can see the exit.
Watch out.
Jurian falls back to evade the explosion and bumps into me in the process. Moments later, however, she is once again standing at the ready with her sword. Garland sets his hands firmly on my shoulders to help me regain my balance. What was that? A familiar face emerges from the smoke, her expression cold. Exactly who I was hoping for. Wagon. Mother. I didn't want to believe Mithros, but here you are.
Princess, get back.
Mother turns to face Jurian and Garland, her expression full of contempt. I remember you, Jurian Valiente. And you as well, Garland Belrot. Who named that? Who named them? Get out! I thought I was rid of Alcaster's pests.
We do not work for Sir Alcaster.
No, you and your pet have changed allegiances, haven't you?
What? What did you call him?
Nah, he's pretty pet coded. She's kind of right. She won that one. The smile on Mother's face is bright and cruel. It sends chills trailing down my spine. Is that not what he is? Mother casually waves a hand at Garland, who remains quiet. He follows you around like a lost puppy. He is so desperate for a scrap of affection that he would do anything for you, regardless of his own pride. It is admirable how well he knows his commands.
Stop it.
Come, Garland. You couldn't have said, like, sit, stay. It had to be come? Okay. Cool. I'm glad. Okay. Sit, Garland. Good boy, Garland.
Shut up.
Jurian, don't. But his words come too late. Jurian rushes forward, her body nothing but a blur, her teeth bared in savage hatred. Jurian is fast, but Mother is faster. She raises her hand and sends Jurian back with a terrible flash of light as Garland catches her. And you defend his honor as if he were some poor maiden. How pathetic. Garland's voice is soft as he steadies Jurian. Jurian, please. She's just trying to get a rise out of you.
I know that.
Jurian throws his hands off, a murderous look in her eyes as she glares at Mother. Mother remains in the same place, smiling that terrible smile of hers. She is amused by this, nothing more.
Get the princess out of here, Garland.
What are you saying? I am not leaving you here.
Once she's safe, come back for me.
Jurian finally looks at him, turns to look at him, a soft smile on her face.
Trust me, Lan.
There's a long moment of silence as the two gaze at each other. Oops, I cut a little quick. Unspoken words pass between them, and eventually Garland caves. All right. Both of them tighten their grips on their swords. Are you done? Mother hasn't moved, but her presence in the small tunnel is overwhelming. Her magic smothers the very air. Jurian sinks into a stance, her body loose and poised, seemingly unperturbed.
Ready when you are.
Mother does not attack. Instead, she turns to face me with one graceful movement. Wagon, stop this nonsense. This is not the time for games. Be a good girl and go back to your room. Stand your ground. Dearest one, I stand resolute and take strength from Garland's steady presence behind me. What Mother is doing is wrong. What she wants isn't right and has never been right. Sorry, is our mom just gonna let us go? Yeah. What she's done to the king, what she's done to Angel. How I meant to look at her the same way. My voice is quiet when I finally speak. No. What? I take a deep breath and look her in the eyes. No, I will not return to my room. Mother's expression is unexpectedly calm as she looks at me. My own daughter would choose these traitors and liars over me? Is my love so inconsequential to you? Has she ever truly loved me? Mother, if your love is what love is meant to be, I do not want it. Mother is not who I thought she was. When I look at her now, all I can see is what she truly is. Whoops. Evil. Clearly, you have become corrupted during my absence. I suppose it must be the work of the infernal fairies. Never mind. Once I have destroyed each and every one of them, you will return to me, my daughter. She raises her hand and light curls around her finger. But before she can cast her spell, Jurian is at my mother's side. Ugh. Jurian's sword glints as it slices through air, and then through mother's clothes.
Go!
Princess, come on.
But Jurian, if we leave her alone, Garland pulls me away from my mother and Jurian as their battle begins. I hear the dull clatter of metal as we run, and can see the flashes of light even as we escape back the way we came. Typically, swords sound like that because they're hitting other swords, but there was no other sword in this situation, so I'm kind of confused, but whatever. Garland. We have not gotten far when I forced Garland to a stop. What? We are running for our lives. Garland! It is only when I grab his shoulder that he stops and turns to look at me.
Princess?
We cannot leave her there. Maybe I can convince Mother to let her go.
You really think you can convince that witch?
I can try.
My job is to keep you safe.
Mother has all the power of the Crystallum Tenebrarum at her disposal. I force myself to say it. Jurian will not last long. Garland, you have to know this too. Jurian must know this as well. Garland's jaw hardens as he stares at me, not truly looking at me, but through me. Garland, please. We cannot let Jurian die. Not when we might be able to do something about it. Garland stares at the ground, his expression conflicted. I know he cares for her, and that is why he must go back for her. Garland closes his eyes briefly. When he opens them, I know he has made his decision. When we return, the scene is very different. Blood splatters the tunnel walls, and Jurian is on her knees, bent forward, her face away from us. My mother is nowhere to be seen. Jurian! Garland is suddenly in front of me, mindlessly racing toward Jurian.
Jurian. Jurian.
All at once, she seems to come alive. She gasps out for breath and coughs.
Garland, what are you doing here? I told you to.
Her voice wavers as Garland crouches down in front of her. He folds himself around her and pulls her gently to his chest. His eyes are shut tight as he buries his face in her hair. Jurian chokes back a sob as she reaches up to hold him tightly. I exhale in relief. Both of them are alive and safe. We could have made this decision before we started running. Weeball!
You idiot! I told you to get her out!
The princess gave me permission to disobey an order.
He lifts his head to smile back at me.
She outranks you, Jurian, at least as far as titles are concerned.
Garland slowly guides her to her feet.
What happened?
The queen disappeared and I...
Jurian suddenly stops. We hear it at the same time. A terrible ripping sound, like the air itself is being torn. I see the slither of shadows and unnatural light in the darkness, and suddenly I realize what is happening. My panicking mind is only able to process everything that happens in slow motion. My mother... Oh my god! What the fuck? Does she die? In front of Garland? At least kill them both. Mother appears behind Jurian, poised to strike. I see the horror in Garland's eyes, then acceptance and You're gonna kill Garland? Just kill him. I try to crowd a warning, anything, but I can barely breathe. Garland pushes Jurian towards me and out of the way as he rushes my mother. I can't believe it. I thought Delora was supposed to die! Fuck! Boo! Bring him back! Boo! This sucks! Fritz's route is ass! Be better! At the same time, Garland pushes forward. Mother holds out her hand. It only takes a single heartbeat for her to plunge it into Garland's chest. That's fucking crazy, though. I miss Eeyore Red! My Eeyore Red lame! This could have gone any direction. Any direction it was better than this one, to be frank. Except for the Jurian killing direction. You're not supposed to kill anyone until chapter 9, you fucking... You're doing it too early! Where have you been? Anyway. A little Vampire Diary is coded, by the way, her pulling out his heart. Oops.
Garland!
What a loyal pet, giving your life for hers. Garland's face crumples in on itself. Even from where I am, I can hear Mother twist her hand inside him. Ugh. And how sad. Mother wrenches her bloodied hand out and Garland falls to the ground. You fool. You didn't even tell her that you loved her.
You!
Jurian runs at my mother, a desperate cry of grief and rage escaping from her. Jurian, no! She is too weak from her own injuries. She can barely hold up her sword. I am unable to speak or move as Jurian rushes towards her own death. But Mother simply sidesteps, her expression disinterested as Jurian falls to her knees. I was kind enough to kill him slowly for you, so you could say your goodbyes. Mother turns to face me. The blood drips from her hand down to her dress where it congeals and oozes like black tar. To be honest, I thought she was going to take the air out of the room, which would have made way more fucking sense. But here we are. Do you understand now, dearest one? This is what you made me do. This is what I must do now to all those who have corrupted you. You were the one who forced my hand. Do not forget that. For a moment, the air in the tunnel disappears, and a terrible silence fills the darkness. By the time the air comes rushing back into my starved lungs, Mother is gone. The tunnel is empty. Lights flicker in the aftermath of her disappearance. The only thing I can hear, apart from the rushing of blood in my ears, is Jurian's sobs.
Garland! Garland, no!
I make my way slowly towards her. It's like wading slowly through murky water. Jurian is leaning over Garland and has his head on her lap. He is still breathing. Parfait can help him. When I crouch down, I can see the open wound Mother left behind. I swallow down the bile that rises in my throat along with any of my words of comfort. Magic cannot fix this. So did she not tear out his heart? Did I misunderstand that? Whatever.
Garland, please.
I get down on my knees beside Jurian. This is my fault. Oh, hi, Garland. My man! Okay.
Don't cry.
Okay, that was good. That was a little bit sad.
Garland!
He smiles at her. It is a genuine smile that breaks my heart. Jurian shakes her head.
No, Garland, you can't.
Jurian, I love.
His voice trails off as he closes his eyes. His breathing becomes more labored. He gasps one last time before his body stills completely. Oh, bye, Garland.
Garland? Garland!
Okay, that's fucked up. It is extremely fucked up. I bite down on my tongue and bow my head as Jurian howls her loss into the silence of the blood-soaked tunnel. We spend some time with Garland in the tunnel. Jurian shakes with silent sobs as she grips his still body, but eventually Jurian gently removes Garland from her lap as she stands up. She takes his sword and presses her hand to his sword as she presses her hand to his face one last time. She should become a dual wielder. She takes his sword and uses them together. That would be insanely fucking hot, but they would never do that. Then she turns and walks away from Garland's body with his sword clutched tightly in one hand. She grips her sword in the other. Okay, they might be doing it. It takes all that I have to keep up with her. Jurian, this is all my...
Not now.
Her voice is quiet and all the more disturbing for it. This is all my fault. Wagon, Jurian. Waltz? What is he doing here? I thought he was gonna be old. I'm a little bit glad that he's not. I think I would have lost my mind. Waltz comes running up to us, his eyebrows creased with worry. I have been waiting so long, I was about to... He pauses, his eyes flickering to the swords. I really hit the W in that. Swords in Jurian's hands. Why do you have Garland's sword? Waltz's face pales. Where is he?
Gone.
What?
Garland is gone.
Her hands tighten on the sword she holds. For a few moments her shoulders slouch, but then she turns away abruptly and continues walking.
Let's go.
Waltz turns to me. They said it was going to be a simple in and out, so I let them go alone. What happened in there? What do I say? Hold on. Yeah, saying it's my fault is fucking stupid. Princess? Waltz falls silent as he studies my face. Then he sighs before taking my hand. We'll sort this out at the march-in. Come on. As soon as the march-in doors close behind us, Jurian collapses. Jurian! Luckily, I am close enough to catch one of her arms, and Waltz is fast enough to catch the other. Move her to the chair. Together, we manage to guide Jurian to the chair. We set her down in it as gently as we can. I watch as she unfolds on the chair, and that is when I see the dark red slashes and tears in her clothing. Some of the wounds are open and visibly bleeding. She's still bleeding. Waltz pulls a cloth from a cloth from his back pocket and hands it to me. Clean what you can. I'll get Lady Parfait and Rumple. Not Rumple! Get him out of here! No one wants to see his goofy ass! He runs off, leaving me alone with Jurian. It still looks like she's bleeding everywhere. I steel myself and kneel by her side. Gently, I reach out and begin to wipe at the worst of what I can see. Jurian moans, and I flinch in sympathy. I am sorry. I feel a lump rise in my throat. I convinced Garland to go back. If I hadn't, he wouldn't have... Jurian shifts slightly to put her hand on my cheek. Her touch is cool and gentle. Jurian? There's a softness in her gaze and an inexplicable kindness in the touch of her hand. After a moment, Jurian slowly nods, and her eyes fall closed on a sigh. Wait, is she okay? Jurian? Jurian! Waltz! She just closed her eyes. She's not speaking. She's not going to die too, is she? Dude, I have never been less pleased to see anybody. I forget his voice. Just kidding, I remember. Not if I have anything to say about it. Excuse me, princess. Rumple gently pushes me aside, and I let him, hovering over his shoulder as he crouches to inspect Jurian. Well? Princess! Oh my god, she's fucking dead! Waltz steps beside me and gently places his hand on my arm. What? Rumple needs to work his magic now. And? So, why don't we get you something to drink, I'm not going to leave her. Princess, please. We should let Rumple work. I look over my shoulder, watching how carefully Rumple attends to Jurian. Okay. God damn, I missed the march-in. So glad to have her back. Waltz's hand acts as my lifeline as he helps me into the tavern area. My legs become weaker with every step. Delora, I missed you so much. Are you seeing this shit? Someone died on a turn. It was supposed to be you. Why was Garland instead? Arguably, she's still at fucking risk. Hi, stranger. Delora, I only realized that I'm running after... Got his other. Okay. I only realized that I am running to her after I barrel into her. I bury my face in her shoulder as I suppress a sob. Dolores' arms come around me, holding me tight as whatever calm facade I was holding up comes apart at the seams. Waltz, would you please get those mugs? Of course. Delora leads me to one of the benches, one of her arms still around me so she can rub my back. Somehow, the simple gesture is helping me calm down. Wagon, are you hurt? I shake my head. Thank goodness for that. I stay in her embrace until Waltz returns to place something on the table. How are we doing? I pull away reluctantly to rub my eyes. I'm okay. Delora takes a mug and places it in my hand. Good. Now drink. I do not question and raise the mug to my mouth. Hot chocolate. Delora made this for me before. I take a few deep swallows of the hot, sweet liquid. Better? Yes. Wagon, can you tell me what happened? Wagon. I cannot bring myself to tell her what happened. I am so ashamed. Was Hilda responsible for this? Just hearing Mother's name makes me flinch. I thought so. I told Garland we should go back. This is all my fault. The silence in the tavern is deafening. Finish your hot chocolate, wagon. I obey without a word. Everyone is going to be so angry with me. It's my fault that Garland is dead, and it's my fault Jurian is injured. Have you heard about your step-family? I know they're gone. Are they dead as well because of me? Hey, don't look like that. I'll have you know that I had to use a sleeping spell on Prince Rod and Princess Emmeline earlier. They heard about what Jurian and Garland were going to do tonight. I don't think I would have been able to stop them from coming along on the rescue mission otherwise. What? You got them out, Princess. Varg would have killed them if you hadn't stepped in. The Queen was already waiting at the end of the tunnel on the day the Prince and the Princess escaped. No the fuck she was not. She wasn't alive then. What the fuck do you mean? Oh, Ophelia. Okay. Got it. So true. Thank you, Kat. Really saved my ass there. Okay. Okay. Alcester must have somehow gotten wind of the escape plan, which was why we had Varg try to eliminate them. Which is why he had Varg try to eliminate them then and there. Security tightened more after that day. Oh, thank goodness. And we've been worrying about you ever since you left. Well, ever since you stormed out all those months ago. Dolores' smile is sad as she reaches up to push my hair out of my face. None of this is your fault, Wagon. If anything, it was mine. Mine and Parfait's for letting this happen. We tried to help you escape, but we couldn't break the shield around the palace in fear of putting everyone inside in danger. That is why we had to wait. We never thought we'd have to worry about Hildur being revived. And though we would have liked to save you outside of the palace. That's right, I was out of the palace more than a couple times, once with Varg and another with Mother. We couldn't put the lives of others in danger when Hildur was right there. She would have killed the citizens. Even if I'd wanted to escape the day I was with Varg, he wouldn't have let me. I grip my now empty mug. Princess, I understand how you feel, and I know it's difficult, but frankly we've got bigger fish to fry. I think you realize now what kind of person Hildur is. I do. Then you know what we have to do. I know too well what it is we must do. In fact, I knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. I started this. I do not know if I can fix everything, and I do not know if I can save Angel. But no matter how long it might take, I must make things right. I finally look up at Delora and nod. We have to stop Mother. Oh shit, chapter 9. We're blasting through this. These chapters are short as fuck. Because of the severity of Jurian's wounds, Rumpel decided he would bring her to the nearest clinic so she could be better cared for. Anise decided to go with him, and surprisingly, Ophelia and her children all opted to go as well. Oh, hi Naj! How are you? Now the only ones left here at the tavern are me, Delora, Walt, and Karma. They may not say it, but I'm sure they are blaming me for what is happening to Angel right now. I need to make things right. I close my eyes as a sudden bout of dizziness comes over me. Mother has always been the person that mattered most to me. I never questioned or disobeyed her because she was so important. She was my light in days that were often so dark. But I have no choice. If Mother isn't stopped, who knows how many more lives will be lost. The only way to stop Mother is to kill her, isn't it? I'm sorry, but this really is the only way. Yes, I know. But I do not think I could kill her myself. Delora has a knowing look in her eyes as she turns to address Waltz. We'll leave as soon as Parfait comes back from her meeting with the fairies. If you can fully use your magic, then we may actually stand a chance. Magic? What are you talking about? I keep forgetting that we don't know shit. Waltz is just a street magician. Magician, what help could he be? Don't underestimate our magician. Waltz is a witch and a lot stronger than he looks. Waltz is a witch? You know I have the Neverland curse. Yes. I do not know that fairy tale, but what does that have to do with anything? Your mother was the witch that cursed me, which could have been saved for his route. I don't know what we could possibly discover about him in his route that we don't already know. What? But Waltz, if you are also a witch, how can you be cursed? Your mother is the Tenenbaum bearer, which means she has the power to punish all wood witches if she chooses.
As to why he was cursed, Waltz's expression darkens.
Hilda needed to be stopped. I knew I couldn't defeat her alone, so I enlisted the help of the fairies. I betrayed her, and she punished me before she died.
Waltz almost single-handedly brought about the end of the Great War. He's the reason we've been enjoying this peace for as long as we have.
I never knew. And we could have found out in a better, cooler way, but whatever. The information's kind of lame.
I just want there to be, not only so we know he's a witch. We know he was Hilda's apprentice. Now we know that he betrayed her. Now we know Hilda is the one that cursed him and why he was cursed. And we know what he looks like when he's older and when his curse breaks. So what else do we need to know about him? God, we could get married right now. That's all we really need to know about any of the characters is they're like one secret and then we're basically in fucking love. So, what's the truth? So, always ask for help when taking down a tyrant. I mean, it seems like he did, but of course you can only imagine how displeased Hilda was with Waltz.
Hilda stole my shadow and sealed it away in Neverland. Huh?
Are you joking?
Your shadow?
We really need to work on your fairy tale knowledge one of these days, Princess. Peter Pan is a boy that lives in Neverland, which is a place where children never grow up. Waltz's curse means he's been frozen in a child's body since Hilda cursed him all those years ago. He can't grow up, and he can't use any magic.
I mean, he can use... Okay. Well, I can still do some spells, but only simple, harmless ones.
For Waltz to get his magic back, he needs to find Tinkerbell, which is the key to Neverland. We need to unlock his shadow. But all this time you've never found Tinkerbell or Neverland?
I'm losing my fucking mind right now. Also, it's getting really hot in here. I'm going to turn on my fan. Let's stew on this for a second, shall we? Because this is dog shit. Okay, whose route is this? You know, at this point, I'm confused too. It's becoming a little unclear. Gonna make popcorn BRB. Have fun making popcorn. Hopefully, we learn less about Waltz while you're fucking gone. Oh fuck! I forgot to run my ad. Who gives a shit? I've looked everywhere I could think of. I'm sure she cast a spell on it to make it more difficult to locate.
Even in the palace? Dolores snorts and I suddenly feel embarrassed. Oh, of course not. Why would Waltz look around in the palace first? I mean, especially considering Hilda is the queen and has numerous secret chambers for things she wants to keep hidden. Looking through the entirety of the palace for a small box might be difficult.
Neverland is a box that was left to me by my parents. It's made of gold, with carvings that resemble a pair of wings.
What? Waltz jumps to my sudden reaction. Oh my fucking god! That's the box from Rumpel's route. Are you fucking hearing this? Stop revealing this! We filled out! I'm losing my mind! Wolps jumps in my sudden reaction. Princess? That box. I had forgotten about it, but I can vaguely remember an old box in my room that matches that description. Mother left me a trinket box and a key that matched that description. She told me never to touch the box or to let anyone see it. I've had it for years. all this time Tinkerbell and Neverland were with you? I never knew what was inside. I was too afraid to disobey Mother's orders. The thought of her giving you that box had never even crossed my mind, but now thinking back on it, it makes sense. I want to ask him what he means, but we are running out of time and information to share. Fuck. I will have to ask him about it at a later time. Probably his arc, I fucking hope and pray. I can get Neverland and Tinkerbell to you. I can return your magic. Fritz, proportionally to everyone else, has been here. Like, okay, I was scrubbing through Rumple's route on YouTube a little bit. I was trying to find Karma's route because I lost the beginning part. So I was scrubbing every Cinderella Phenomenon part we played. And Rumple's route is like 99% Rumple, 1% every other character. Like, Rumple is always there. It's crazy. And then Fritz is like never here. Where is his ass? Get your ass in here. Are you insane? This is your route. Where are you? We've been talking to Varg more than we have Fritz. And Varg's a piece of shit. Fuck. Anyway, I'm just... With Waltz back into his true form, we may have a fighting chance at this. So what do we do first? We? There is no we in this wagon, only us. But I just said I could help. It is too dangerous, Princess. But I'm the only one who knows where to find the box. Then you will tell us where it is and we'll retrieve it. It's as simple as that. I scowl at her with my arms crossed. I refuse to stay here and be useless while everyone else puts themselves at risk saving Angel. Angel is this way because I brought back Mother. I must take responsibility. And I will not let anyone else die at Mother's hands. Wagon. Mother is less likely to harm me. I have a better chance of getting Neverland and Tinkerbell without causing a disturbance. How can you say that after what's already happened? You're not safe either, Wagon. No sooner has she said the words that a terrible blast echoes through the margin. I cough as smoke envelops the tavern. A silhouette emerges in front of us, and I feel my blood turn cold when I realize who it is. Varg. Just when I thought I was safe, Varg reappears. Oops! I always forget how powerful this thing can get! Where previously there had been a wall made of stone, sturdy and strong, there is now a sizable hole. Remnants of brick and stone collapse inward in the aftermath. The dust rises to settle around Varg's feet, where he stands casually twirling his cane. Hope I'm not disturbing anything, but all the doors were locked. Karma? Delora and I glanced at the wall behind us, where Waltz is looking. Karma is standing there, injured. His forehead has a large gash, and one of his arms is limp and useless. He still manages to tightly grip the hilt of his sword with his other hand. Where did Karma come from? I would have appreciated you destroying less property when you knocked on a tavern door. That line didn't make any sense, and I will not be rereading it, thank you. And I would have appreciated it if you had gotten out of my way when I asked politely, so I wouldn't have had to resort to explosions. Seems both of us are disappointed. What do you want, Varg? Don't we all already know the answer to that question? Come on. Varg turns to look at me expectantly. I thought the stolen goods would be brought here. What did you just call me? Karma lets out a harsh laugh. Has no one told you that women do not like being imprisoned against their will? Has no one told you, people, that it's not good to steal? I'm not an item to be stolen or imprisoned. I ball my hands into fists. I cannot let Varg hurt anyone here. I have no idea if this will work. But if Fritz is truly fighting, then he must be able to hear my voice. Fritz! Varg growls, his eyes bright and angry as he glares at me. You need to give up on him, Princess! Never. Fritz, I know you're still there. No matter what you say, nothing will change. Fritz is gone. And Uva! He won't... Varg chokes on his words and doubles over. Hit us with it! Hit us with it! Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. You are being very annoying! Did it work? Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Karma preparing an attack while Varg is momentarily weakened. But something does not feel right. Karma, stop! What? Get the princess away from here! What's happening? That voice. Fritz! Despite the fact that it is Varg standing before me, it is most certainly Fritz looking at me through. Please. I don't know how long I can hold him here. You all need to get out of here while you still can. Oh, what the fuck? Come back! We were doing so good! Is it cool now? Are we good? Okay. Okay. Did my 9:05 alarm go off? Did I turn it off? On accident? What the fuck? Am I stupid? Did that go off?